Join the mobile infantry and save the world. Would you like to know more?
Hello and how's it going, you awesome possums? In case you missed it, there's a new Starship Troopers game and it's just on the horizon. Starship Troopers Extermination. Now, if you were born in the 2000s, there's a good chance that you're unfamiliar with this cult classic. So to briefly explain to our younger friends, Starship Troopers is basically space military or space infantry versus giant space bugs. That is the simplest way I can think of to put it. There's lots of guns, dismemberment, brain-sucking, and Neil Patrick Harris.
Daddy's home!
Hey, Editing Possum here. I forgot to mention I'll be chucking in a few clips from a much older Starship Troopers game because we don't really have other extermination clips aside from the trailers. So I hope you guys don't mind. Anyway, back to the video. Starship Troopers Extermination does not have an exact release date as of this video. However, Offworld Industries, which is also the same studio behind the game Squad, will most likely release the game this 2023. Although, they did mention that the game will be in early access for at least 1 year before the full version comes out. Okay, if you're unaware what early access means in video games, let me give you an idea. Think of vanilla ice cream. It's plain and it's good even on its own. Then you add banana slices, chocolate ganache, sprinkles, or maybe a medium rare steak and it becomes so much better. The early access vanilla version of the game will be made available on release, and the toppings will be added over the course of the early access. So it's not a question of how much content we're going to get on release, but rather how frequent new content is added during the early access phase. So what exactly do we know so far about this new Starship Troopers game? Well, for starters, you're a Deep Space Vanguard Trooper. They're like the Navy SEALs or the Special Forces of the Mobile Infantry. And instead of Klendathu, the homeworld of the bugs, the game will take place on planet Valaka. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, Valaka? Valaka? Valaka?
Valaka!
You will team up with 11 other players and take on 12-player co-op missions. This 12-man team will then be divided into 3 4-man squads. 3 squads, 4 squad members each, 12 players in total. So the communication between squads during missions should be interesting, if not hysterical. There are 3 playable classes to choose from, each with different playstyles. They're all self-explanatory, but let's go over them really quick. First, we have the Assault class. They are the heavy hitters and capable of using jetpacks, as you can see here. Next, we have the Support class. They can help the team with healing and ammo. And lastly, Defense. The specifics are unclear at the moment for this class, but looking at the screenshot, the trailer, and its ability right here in the corner, I would assume they can lay down this personal or portable wall or turret or shield. Okay, in this game there's a building mechanic where you can make walls, ramps, and other structures, and it looks like this mechanic is usable by all classes, not just limited to one, which is good news because everyone can do their part other than their class abilities and whatnot. As your character progresses, you will unlock new weapons, tools, and even class abilities or perks. So it looks like there's going to be a bit of a grind, but I really hope not too much because I think we can all agree that grinding in video games is not fun. Most of the time, it's not fun. Looking at this screenshot, it looks like the missions or objectives are straightforward. Well, at least as far as co-op shooter objectives go. Like, go and gather X resources so you can build Y structure, you can defend the base or defend the structure, then you kill an X number of arachnids, then you head to the LZ or extraction point, you know, pretty standard stuff. And some of these objectives look like they are chain objectives. So for example, you have to collect this or do this before you could build this and do that and so on. Also in this particular screenshot here, I would presume you will need to escort or defend whoever's gathering the resources from surprise attacks or ambushes and whatnot. Now, objective-based PvE has been around for some time now, and when this comes out, I think we'll get the hang of things fairly quick. After all, I kind of think this game is the forbidden love child of Destiny and Warframe and I don't know, maybe even Left 4 Dead. We're going to see 5 types of bugs in the game, at least on day 1. The classic warrior bug as seen in the movies, the drone bug, which is a slightly smaller version of the warrior bug, the gunner bug, there's really nothing on this guy, but I'm sure it's named appropriately. The plasma grenadier, which is a smaller version of the plasma bug, you know, those huge beetles that shoot blue stuff into space that destroy the cruisers. And the tiger elite, the stronger, the meaner, the angrier version of the warrior bug. The difficulty or the intensity of these bugs increase over time, so it looks like time will also play a major factor during missions. Starship Troopers Extermination also features a huge map and large-scale battles. We can't really get a proper scale of the map size if we just refer to this screenshot here, but yeah, I suppose it's a relatively big map for 12 players and a couple of hundred bugs popping up here and there. Now, as for large-scale battles, there's one game that comes to mind when you mention this. That is PlanetSide 2. Now, that is the definition of large-scale battles. If you haven't played PlanetSide 2, I highly recommend this if you're into crazy, massive, and just chaotic fights. But anyway, you can't really compare these two because, well, they're apples and oranges. Also, when they said large-scale battles, I think they meant swarms after swarms or wave after wave of arachnids on screen in the hundreds, just like in the first movie. Now that is what I'm really excited about. Although they gave us a screenshot, it doesn't look like these bugs are in the hundreds, maybe in the dozens only, but to be fair, this looks like a choke point of some sort and the rest of the bugs are behind the rocks or something. Now this clip shows the exact opposite. Have a look. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. The overwhelming number of arachnids rushing in as you get to the LZ looks really fun. The good news is, this intensity isn't limited to the extraction part of the mission alone. I've seen other clips from the testing which I can't and I don't want to use for obvious reasons, and I've seen the same chaos in different parts of the mission as well, so I guess that's a relief. Starship Troopers has always been about that fight against overwhelming odds. In the movie, we see hundreds and hundreds if not thousands of arachnids charging in and our heroes went to town with their guns and rifles, keeping their finger on the trigger. If they manage to capture this aspect in the game, boy oh boy oh boy oh boy, we're gonna have so much fun. While I'm really looking forward to this game, I don't see this as something most gamers would play for hours and hours on a daily basis, but I'm sure someone would. I see this game as a Friday night or a weekend kind of thing with the boys. But regardless, I'm really excited to play this game because Starship Troopers desperately needs a good modern shooter game. I believe the last Starship Troopers game we had was on RTS. Not really the most action-packed game genre nowadays, but I'm sure some people would disagree. The thing is, we want to get our hands dirty. We not only want to put our hands inside these bugs, we want our entire arm inside, grab its guts, pull them out, and show it to the children so they would be inspired to join the Deep Space Vanguard when they grow up and they would get mutilated by... Anyway, if you're in your late teens or early or late 20s and your dad is a bit of a gamer, tell him about this game immediately. So yeah, I'm excited and I'm hoping this Starship Troopers game nails it. So how about you guys? Excited? Yes? No? Never heard of Starship Troopers? Let me know in the comments or leave your thoughts down below and I will see you in the next one. Stay awesome, possum.